We know in animals there's certain, forms that are called instinctive, and I think, you know, I tell everyone I think this century, which has another 90 years to run, uh, will be the century, when psychology becomes a science. That when our chief focus will move, let's say, hopefully after we've gotten on top of most cancer, uh, toward understanding healthy human beings, why we behave differently, and you know, very practical things, trying to have better ways to stop depression and so on. So. Most psychology departments, when you get near them, are, not science departments. And so, people say, well, you have to have something called cognitive science. I'd like to believe, that that people would actually like to know the truth about themselves. But there are certainly some people who would not want you to study whether, in any way men and women are different. Seeing that if you discover differences, they'll just perpetuate wrong behavior. Likewise, they don't want you to really measure intelligence because they don't want intelligence to be something you're born with, as opposed to having it been largely determined by how you grow up. So psychology departments now are, just not as bad as anthropology, but almost as bad, just totally dominated by political correctness. Which to me, in the past, political correctness has never been a way to move toward the truth. It's like, saying something is religiously correct. You start from that. Yes. How much they are, well, we know very little. But because we don't want to pinpoint some people as unable to learn, unless it's so bad that you have to. We're sort of avoiding maybe learning somehow and someday to make our brains work better. I worry now that human life in day-by-day life has got more difficult because it's just so complex, and that more and more people aren't really equal to the complexities of current life. And I think that may underlie this, awful phenomena of the rich people getting so rich because they're just using their, innate intelligence to think faster and to seize opportunities faster. And, there could be other reasons. Last night my wife and I went and saw Wall Street. Far from a perfect movie, but to say the least, thought-provoking. On the intelligence test, men do worse in verbal things, and they're able to do spatial things better. And this has been related, whether correctly or wrongly, to our past evolutionary role as hunter-gatherers, where we really had to strike out and be able to find home again. So we had to really look at visual clues and think of constantly where we are. Whereas women were, staying in a fixed place, whether that's right or wrong. But the truth is then that we only have IQ tests which make the sexes essentially the same because we adjust the tests so that they contain some questions which girls will do better on and some which will boy. You could bias the test and then one sex or other would be called the brightest. There's a fact that there's, at the ends of these curves of intelligence, there are more boys, many more mentally retarded boys than girls. And at the extreme highest level, but not really very important, there seem to be more boy, true math geniuses. But true math genius is so often accompanied by strange behavior or antisocial behavior. It's not clear that people really want to give birth to boys at those ends of the curves, either end.